Welcome back to the I-71 Rundown. I'm your host, Tyler. I'm running solo as I wanted to go back and watch my favorite rendition of the game and just react to it and give you some thoughts. But before we get into that, I just wanted to thank you all for the support and the increase in subscriptions. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, we are getting closer to 5,000 subs, as this is what we're trying to get to before the Michigan game. Last week, we hit 4,000. So we're climbing, and we couldn't do it without you. So I just wanted to say thank you. And hopefully, let's just keep going and we'll keep putting out content, and hopefully you guys keep watching. This rivalry means a lot to me because I believe it is what makes college football what it is. The urgency, the pageantry, the traditions, and the emotional ties that we have to our teams. I'm a Cleveland fan. I get emotional about Ohio State. I don't get emotional about the Browns because they haven't really given me a reason. I get a little bit more emotional about the Guardians because I'm a baseball guy by trade. And the Cavs are also, I root for the Cavs heavily. I don't necessarily get as, emotionally invested into the Cavs as I do Ohio State. I also don't necessarily get it as tied to players as much as I do with Ohio State. And maybe that's just because Ohio State's been good. It's probably a big portion of it. And Cleveland has just been, a factory of sadness for so long. So, anyways, my first memories of Ohio State was the 2002 season. Maurice Clarett, Mike Jenkins, Craig Krenzel, all the boys. That team was one of the best Ohio State teams of all time. They won the national championship, beat Miami, killed that program, by the way. Was one of the best teams of all time. However, the 2006 season is when I would say that I became like a real Ohio State sicko fan. The 2006 Michigan game was one of the best football games I've ever seen, I've ever watched. It was dubbed the game of the century. It featured, number one versus number two. Hasn't happened in a long time. It was one of the best Ohio. I think it's the best Jim Trestle team of all time. I think the 2006 team was better than the 2002 team. So, let's just get into it. I'm going to stop and pause and talk and do all these things, but let's rewatch this game, share it together, and hopefully we, speak this next Ohio State win over Michigan into existence here.
This is one of the noisiest venues in college football. And finally, we are underway. And it'll go out of the end zone, come out on the 20-yard line.
Brent Musburger's voice was just pure gold in these games. Obviously, Brent Musburger can be remembered for a lot of things, specifically, AJ Hawk and Brady Quinn's sister, that kind of deal. But when he called this game, it was perfect.
Preston goes through the formation. Mike Hart, who was not healthy a year ago, Kenny changing up in the teeth of all this noise. The three-step drop slant, got it to the 47-yard line.
Mario Manningham, that's Chris's boy. That's a giant legend. For Chris said Mario Manningham is one of his favorite Michigan players. He asked me the same question. I don't like any Michigan player, so that's just my personal opinion.
Mario Manningham, his first reception. They go right at number 14, the walk-on Antonio Smith, who's now on scholarship. Deeper drop, Henne keeps it in the air and keeps it in the arms. Offense.
This Michigan team was really, really good, man. Chad Henne had a long NFL career, I think he was one of the best quarterbacks that Lloyd Carr had, best college quarterbacks that Lloyd Carr had. Mike Hart was a dog. Steve Breston was good. Adrian Arrington was long and tall. They had to play to Mario Manningham. He was good. Jake Long was a stud at left tackle. This was just peak Big Ten football offensive line, and two coaches that were just really, really good.
I want you to focus on number 77, Jake Long. He was playing right tackle last year in Ann Arbor. First play of the game a year ago, he drove into linebacker Bobby Carpenter. Carpenter suffered a broken leg and did not return for the rest of the season for the Buckeyes. Jake Long is a first-round draft choice waiting to happen. He is the left tackle for the Wolverines. Second now and 3.
The Stone Cold Steve Austin tattoos.
They're going to keep it airborne. They think they can do business against this secondary. Another 1st and 10 at the 35. And now our city Buckeye.
This is what I really wanted to see here. Vernon Golston was a beast. Vernon Golston looked like he was like what Myles Garrett looked back then as far as what he looked like. He just didn't look normal. He was super jacked and huge. Like he was just a beast. Vernon Golston was one of the underrated defensive linemen that Ohio State's ever had. Obviously, James is a sophomore here, one of the best linebackers in Ohio State history. Malcolm Jenkins had the horseshoe brand, one of the best corners in Ohio State history, had a super long NFL career. But you notice there's a lot of Ohio guys on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starters on this defense from Ohio. And when you're born in Ohio, live in Ohio, grew up in Ohio, there's just a natural hate that you have for Michigan that, some could say that's kind of one of the things that Ryan needs to get back to, having guys that, are from Ohio and have that natural disdain, because it can be taught, and they do a decent job of teaching. But this team was full of guys from Ohio that had grown up in this rivalry and understand it thoroughly.
Defense, all 3 levels are good. Quinn Pitcock, outstanding defensive tackle. James Laurinaitis, finalist for the Buckeyes. Malcolm Jenkins, notice they did not throw in the direction of number 2 on that quick slant to Manningham. They know exactly where they're going against this defense. Jenkins goes over to the right side on the corner now. 1st down and 10.
4 plays, 3 passes. Michigan clearly trying to take the crowd out of the game. Mike DeBoer, an aggressive game plan so far.
Olivo is the fullback. He'll lead the way. Slash with zone block. Here's Hart. Hard to bring down with the first man.
What a beast he was. He was so hard to tackle.
Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. Running backs gaining hard yards into the teeth of a tough defense. Hinney again, slant, got it, reaching for the end zone. No, wait a minute now. They're going to call it down.
Hit the vertical seam. Nice throw.
They come back with the running back. Michigan strikes first.
I'll tell you right now, I did not expect in that moment, I'm sure I did not expect Michigan to go down and score that quickly. I didn't expect them to throw the ball that much. I knew Chet Henne was a good player. He was a pretty good quarterback. But, you'll see this game. I think both programs, I think they both saved stuff in their playbook for this game. I think they both opened and emptied the chamber. And especially after Bo Schembechler had died right before this game was played, was an interesting and dynamic, which made us super nervous. It made me super nervous because, that was their guy, and that was Lloyd Carr's guy. And I thought that Michigan was going to get an emotional boost from that, and I think right away they did.
Somewhere, someplace, Bo Schembechler is smiling.
Him and Woody watching the game together.
Mario Manningham's return triggers it. Chad Henne, just as it has been all season with the Wolverines, on target. He goes 4 of 4 for 67 yards on the opening drive.
And the aggressive play, Colin, so you knew they'd come back to that again in this game.
Garrett Rivas tacks on the extra point. Ted Ginn hoping to
Teddy
get on this kickoff.
On Mount Rushmore of Ohio State receivers. Argue with your mama.
15-yard line the Buckeyes do. Rivas going to take it, and they're going to try to seal him up on the right side. Again, looking for a seam, breaks free, tackled at the 31-yard line. Trestle opens with Troy Smith in the shotgun. And they will throw it. They'll put it in the hands of Ginn, trying to come right back. Here's a 2nd and 8. Rolling to the right. A strike to Ginn for the first down. First down and 10. Ball at the 44. Pulling back, looking downfield. Got great time. Here's Ginn breaking free. Incomplete.
Speaking of that play alone, the play action speed out option, that was something that you didn't really see from Jim Trestle before Troy Smith got here. And I'll get into Troy Smith here in a second because he deserves his own, thoughts in a few minutes to talk about him. But that play just signified, like, let everybody know that this game was different and Jim Trestle was going to empty the clip.
2nd and 10. And again, Smith firing back underneath to Brian Hartline. Our city.
Let's look at this team. This offense was ahead of its time. It was super, super duper talented. Antonio Brown from Akron, Ohio, Buchtel. My dad went to Buchtel back in the day. Antonio Pittman was one of the best running backs in the history of Akron, Ohio football. He was super, super tough. Brian Robisky, Anthony Gonzalez. Teddy Ginn Jr. to me is on the Mount Rushmore of Ohio State receivers. I think he's underrated, amazingly enough, because of what's been going on recently, with Hartline and his success. But Ted Ginn was the most electrifying player I've seen in an Ohio State uniform, maybe of all time. Rory Nickel is a good player. Alex Boone, Steve Rearing, Doug Gaddis, TJ Downing, Kirk Byton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 starters from Ohio. 10. And Beaver, Ohio is in about 15 minutes east of the Ohio border in Pennsylvania. This team knew about this rivalry, and all 5 of those starters in the offensive line from Ohio is a big, big deal.
Buckeye offense, and let's focus on the left tackle because they're going to have to match up. Alex Boone did not start. Tim Schaefer, the senior, started, but Alex Boone, after missing a game, is healthy. He's been a little bit gimpy on a knee. We expect to see him a lot. He's only a sophomore. He's the left tackle. The tackles and the guards will have their hands full on this Ohio State offensive line.
Now, Ohio State's always had bad turf.
Quarterback draw every time with Troy Smith back there.
On 3rd down, he'll throw for another 1st and 10. Wolverine.
Speaking of Troy Smith, I just wanted to get into this for a second. Troy Smith is maybe one of the most important players in Ohio State history looking back in the last 26 seasons since 2000. Chris always says he made it cool to be the quarterback at Ohio State. Without Troy Smith, you don't get Terrell Pryor. You don't get Braxton Miller. That means you may not even get Urban Meyer. Who knows where this goes. The cause and effect of having Troy Smith being so good, such a Wolverine killer, such a good player, winning the Heisman. Because before it was like Craig Krenzel's and quarterbacks like that didn't really do it for you as an exciting player. This was modern. This was Jim Trestle moving into the modern era of college football. This defense for Michigan, though, was super nasty. This is one of the best defensive lines in the front sevens in college in Michigan history, with Lamar Woodley and Alan Branch was a stud. Sean Crable, David Harris, Prescott Burgess. Those guys were mean. They were nasty. This was peak Lloyd Carr. This was peak Michigan Lloyd Carr for sure.
Defense. We've already talked to you about Lamar Woodley. David Harris, perhaps an underrated middle linebacker, a senior. And Leon Hall, the Buckeyes have not backed away from him. So far, the Buckeyes, 5 plays, all passes.
One of the reasons they like to
Jim Trestle holding things back, and then all of a sudden we watch Jim Trestle throw the ball 5 times all out of shotgun. Jimmy T was the go.
From the 45-yard line. Smith's in trouble, and there's the first sack of the game. So 4 p.m. Eastern time. Sun starting to set here in Columbus. Lights will be on before this one ends. Troy Smith in the face of pressure again, dropping off the screen pass this time. 3rd and 16. Here comes the blitz. Engelman trying to get there.
Dot. Such a dot.
Inside the 20.
Roy Hall had the juice as well.
Roy Hall. Let me correct myself. That wasn't Engelman. It was 21 Monday on the blitz. And here comes now Pittman. 2nd and 5. And from the gun, lead to Ted Ginn, incomplete. With 5 receivers. Smith underneath again. Roy Hall's second catch, and he play fake. Slant. Another completion to the 2-yard line. The power look on second and goal.
There's the old Trestle ball.
Pittman straight ahead will not get there.
Yet we get the old Trestle ball, big formation, I formation, 3 tight ends, and then you get all out wide, 5 wide, shotgun from the 2-yard line. You didn't see this all year from Ohio State. But as soon as this game happened, Trestle would always just pressed all the right buttons, man. Pitch and catch.
Wide open touchdown, and it's Roy
And this is the
Hall.
moment where
That's
you
his
knew
third
that this
catch of
game
his
was going to
drive.
be
The Buckeyes
super,
convert
super electric.
3rd and 4, 3rd and 16, 3rd and 5, and now 3rd and goal.
Football is a game about preparation. How many times do you think Lloyd Carr and Ron English looked at Jim Trestle's offense in practice against a 5-wide receiver look from the 2-yard line, confused from that look?
Young Kirk
Your
Herbstreit.
defensive player, that's a pick.
Coming out on the 20, and somewhere Brian Robisky's father is smiling. That was a big-time NFL move. Temperature in the high 40s here. No rain or snow in the forecast. Wolverines with the ball for the second time, and they're going to put it right back up, and the receiver fell. 2nd and 10 with the power look for the Wolverines. Here's Hart, stretch blocking, trying to get the.
Although I think this actually was grass.
Here's Michigan's first 3rd down play.
Yeah, I think this was grass. You know, I made the comment about the turf a few minutes ago, but this is grass. And my personal belief is that Ohio State should just be grass now. If you didn't know, Ohio State has one of the best agronomy schools in the country. There's a lot of top golf course superintendents, that come from Ohio State. They could grow grass. They could make Ohio State's football field look like an absolute fairway. It just doesn't make any sense to have why they have 1, bad turf that's been banned by the NFL, and 2, why that's not just grass. Everybody would be healthy. We would be getting to watch Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith on Saturday if they had. Well, we didn't get to watch them against Rutgers. I have a feeling they're going to be playing this Saturday against Michigan.
3rd down and 6. Had time. Through hard for the first down. Bruston is
Right where it needs to be.
Chet Henne can throw a nice ball, man.
and a movement by the right guard, Alex Mitchell.
False start, 73 offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
First down and 15. He has great time. He's got a man wide open. Incomplete.
That's a big miss
Around
right
for
there.
Safety to help him out.
On 2nd down and 15. Protection holds. And they are moving Carson Butler. They slot Manningham to the left for Henne on this 3rd and 5. Remember, he hit Bruston.
Well, they were going to send Malcolm Jenkins on a blitz in the bottom of the screen there. Still are. Here he comes. They picked it up. But it confused Henne.
Now it comes free. He has to throw that one away.
Hell yeah.
Too easily. There's a penalty, however, thrown by that linesman. They're going to put it in Ginn's hands. And he is down at the 20-yard line. Referee?
Defense, number 6. That 5-yard penalty would not result in the first down. The penalties decline. Ball turns over.
And at that fullback spot, Jake Ballard, the freshman tight end, moves over to the right side.
Back to Trestle ball. Ooh.
Antonio Pittman, 2nd and 8. Gonzalez in motion.
Look at that. 4 wide of the weeks. And then Ginn by himself in the bottom of the screen.
If you have to work on the adjustments.
Here's your first down play.
Just saying, Ryan, if Jim Trestle could go 5 wide, we could go 5 wide too now.
Flicker screen, and here comes Ginn. First down again, stepping up. First down and 10. And one thing, Bonnie, both teams are playing. So they're both going to have to deal with it. And here's Pittman for a couple of
Pittman
yards.
was such a dog. He was a tough runner, man.
He is off
Shout
to
out
Smith's
Akron.
right. Looking downfield, incomplete. 3rd and
Teddy.
9. Wolverines show blitz. Here they come. Throws it up for grabs. They'll have to punt. Preston is back deep. A.J. Trapasso, good punt. They send him over to
It's the one thing we never had to worry about when Jim Trestle was the head coach. Special teams was always just elite.
Henny back there in the noisy part, completely closed in. Not
Get home, yeah.
Down at the 11-yard line. The Wolverines were tied at 7 as we start the second quarter. Snap throw on the flanker screen and putting the ball back in Manningham.
Do it with a smile. You can do it with a smirk.
Comes Mike Hart, no daylight. First man
Nothing.
didn't get him down, but
Nothing.
Third and fourth were all over him. It's fourth down.
I still get excited watching a game where I already know what happens. I probably watched this game like 15 times in my life.
On the punt return team. Mesco's left footer is fielded by Gonzalez. It's down and 10 now for
Shout out to the Senator Gonzalez.
Keeping it for the first time, faking the end around and taking a heavy blow. Second and 4. And a spinning, no breaking free.
Oh, I forgot about that play, though. Shout out to Beanie Wells, another Akron, Ohio native, Garfield High School. Funny story. Not sure this is true. So, Beanie, if you ever hear this, let me know if this is true or not. But I heard a story that when you were a senior in high school and you had committed to Ohio State, Jim Trestle told you, quote unquote, don't get hurt. And so what Beanie Wells did was he tried on about 3 plays a game his senior year of high school at Garfield High School. Well, as you can imagine, Beanie scored on every single play he tried on. So Beanie Wells was the truth. He was so good and so big and so fast. This was his like welcome to Ohio State moment, his big moment.
The young man known as Beanie, the freshman and the most heavily recruited running back in the country. Chris Wells ignites a fire. Aaron Petrie tacks on the extra point. So Chris Wells, his 7th.
He didn't win Mr. Ohio football, though. The running back in my high school, DeLon Carter, did win. He did win Mr. Ohio football from Copley. But Beanie Wells was different, man.
On the ground, keeping it away from Bruston, picked up by the short man on the 17-yard line. And that the Irish will be pulling for USC tonight because they meet them in the Los Angeles Coliseum a week from tonight. And they want to get a shot at a once beaten USC team. Here is
nothing.
Hart, and now
James in there. James was so good. He was such a good linebacker, man.
Can't find anybody in trouble. Going to go down. And he threw that one away. There's the penalty.
Yep. Grounding.
Number 7 on the offense. Stop foul, loss it down, third down.
18-yard loss on the sack. Makes it 3rd and 27. Buckeyes will be looking for number 86. Time uses the middle to get a few of them back. See what the Buckeyes do.
That's number 1 Marcus Freeman as well.
There is a penalty flag. Fair catch is called at the 30-yard line.
The center from Michigan.
On the defense, number 38. A direct blow to the center following the snap. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's right after I say that special teams was always a lead at Ohio State under Jim Trestle.
Expecting Hart, and the linebackers were right there to meet it. Antonio Smith locked up. They shade a double team, and Bruston comes in that direction. Looks to set the screen, coming back the other way. Hart eludes the first tackler, but a bump on Manningham at the top. You can see the corner. On 3rd down, Henny looks in that direction. Can't find daylight.
Ooh, what a hit.
That
was Marcus Freeman for sure. Marcus Freeman was a dog, too. Might be your next Ohio State coach whenever Ryan Day decides to do whatever he wants to do.
At about the 8-yard line. Smith 11 of 15 for 83 yards in this game. He stayed back in the shotgun. Here's Pittman back on the field. Backfield now. Wolverine show blitz. They're coming, and Smith eludes it. And on a
Magic. Troy Smith was absolute magic.
Into the middle of the field. What a play by first Smith.
Great instincts there.
And
Magic, man.
Missed a tackle. And Pittman now daylight 10 yards.
The coach for the Cleveland Browns.
Second down, power.
Oh, here's Anthony Gonzalez. Or sorry, Ted Ginn. What a sick play fake.
Touchdown, Ohio State. And it was off a beautiful
Teddy.
fake by Troy Smith.
Yeah, that fake was sick, man. Look at Jim. Jim was so swaggy, bro. Look at him. Don't even know what the hell's going on. What happened? Why is he so fast? I remember the camera view replay when they were behind him. The fake was nasty.
Running back, Troy Smith faked to on the dive play, and he carried out the fake beautifully with Ted Ginn breaking down the middle. Now
miscommunication.
Henny, I think, in this offense to get their confidence back.
Much more pressure on Manningham.
You knew this game wasn't over, though. Yeah, Mike Hart was a dog. Mike Hart was so good.
Midfield and down.
Mike Hart was better than Blake Corum. I said it.
Midfield. Somewhat surprisingly, they come right back. For the third straight time, it's going to be Hart. Here comes a linebacker blitz. Henny against it, throws high and incomplete. And there's a penalty flag against Ohio State.
Oh,
15-yard penalty.
Mike Jenkins was pissed.
Automatic. First down.
Ball goes in the air. You cannot hold up a receiver. First down and 10.
Thanks, Brent.
Ball
Appreciate the
inside
clarification there.
Chad
Here
Henne's
they come.
under pressure,
Bang.
sacked him down at the 40-yard line. Second and 20. Got his man down the sideline. Touchdown. They put it in the hands of number 16, Adrian Arrington.
Adrian Arrington was long, man. He was tall,
37 yards
fast.
for the Michigan
Reminds me of
touchdown,
Ben
and the
Victor.
Wolverines right back in it.
What a play.
Ben Victor was an underrated receiver.
Revis tacks on the extra point.
Didn't really reach his talent level, I don't think, but underrated still.
This will come out on the 20-yard line. Take over on their own 20-yard line. There's a fake to him. And a strike.
Troy Smith had a cannon, bro. For a little guy, he really threw the ball hard. He ripped it.
Into Ginn's hands.
An 8-yard handoff.
3 now for Troy. He stands in that pocket and hits Robisky again. 16 of 20 for 196 yards. And takes a lick. I mean, second and 10.
5 wide, 4 up top.
Here's Gonzalez again.
Oh,
Underneath
Senator, stop it. Hit him with the stanky leg. What?
From the 31. And using the tight end underneath for a few yards. At second and 7, he's going to wing it again. Gonzalez at the 11. That's his third catch on this drive.
You know, the ball comes out so quick.
Tough to get there.
On first down, another completion.
Man, I would just love to see Ryan Day just go empty, 5 wide, and just let him cook.
Gonzalez, touchdown, Ohio State.
Fitting to have Anthony Gonzalez catch that touchdown pass.
Stick it in the end zone.
Dude, this team was so good, man. How they lost to Florida, the way they lost to Florida is one of the great mysteries of all time.
A lot of time left for number 11.
Is that Justin Zwick?
For that matter, walked out over Anthony Gonzalez.
Extra point is added 241 yards. 2.5 games without a single interception. And again, they keep it out of Preston's hands. Fumble, loose ball.
Ooh.
And there's still 13 ticks of the clock.
That would have been devastating.
Scrum for the football. Buckeyes are hoping.
Oh, Coach Hartline, number 9 there. Look at him, real
There's a
skinny.
lot of things for this football team that sometimes go unnoticed. Big recovery right there.
That was because they're mixing up the play calling enough, and he's getting rid of the ball before the pressure can get.
At halftime, you were like kind of surprised that this was happening,
crank that pressure up here.
and you kind of had a feeling that there was going to be a run by Michigan. You just didn't know when it was coming.
Out, just shy. Fumble, ball's down. Ball was marked down.
Oh, Teddy, catch the ball, bro.
This has been lethal.
Right back to him.
And a quick tackle short of the first down. This is only the second punt of the game for Paso.
He missed the first play.
First 3 and out for the Buckeyes, and off the side and out of bounds. Michigan empties the backfield. And a quick throw on the flanker screen.
If Michigan does this next on Saturday, if they start throwing screens to the outside, we got them.
And here comes Hart.
If they play like this, it's going to be a dogfight.
Third and short in the teeth of 100,000. First down, and Hart breaks free.
Yeah, Mike Hart was different, man. He had burst, real burst.
Turned his body out and opened that hole.
First down, come right back with the running play to the 2-yard line on the first and goal. Hart, touchdown, Michigan. Call your friends, folks. Call them right now. This one's getting real interesting.
I also remember this game kicking off at 3:30, so it's dark now. This game hasn't been played in the dark in 2 decades. I don't think this is one of the only games that's ever been Ohio State Michigan has ever been played not at noon.
This is what has to happen when we start the second.
A night game, Ohio State Michigan. Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Remember what Bonnie heard from Jim Trestle.
Talked so much tonight about passing and 5 receivers. Michigan starts the second half, 5 plays, running the football right down the field against the Ohio State defense to set the tone for them in the second half.
Interesting kicking strategy. The Wolverines content to let Ginn take his chances. Coming out. Meanwhile, they're keeping it away from Preston, and he's down short of the 20.
How about next week? Brady Quinn and John David Brady.
Yep.
First down and 10, and here is the handoff.
0 interceptions.
The Buckeyes spread the field again. 4 wide and 2 tight ends. High and incomplete. 3rd and 9, and again the blitz is coming. They try to pinch 10 in, hit him on the release, intercepted on the deflection. Ellen Branch.
This is when you knew, right? You knew right there. I was like, oh, shit.
First turnover of the
oh, no, this is not what we wanted.
25-yard line. More than 100,000 roaring in Chad Henney's ears. Coming back with Mike Hart, he slips on the cutback and still battles his way to the 20. 2nd and 5.
How does the ESPN broadcast in 2006 sound better than the 2025 Fox broadcast? Just saying. The crowd noise in 2006 with that technology sounds better than the 2025 modern technology with Fox. It's just insane to me. It doesn't make any sense.
Guys are blitzing. And Hart battling and giving ground of a couple of yards. Needs 7. Has to throw it away.
Nothing.
Garrett Revis, 39-yard attempt. And Garrett Revis pulls the Wolverines 3 points closer, as you could see at the top part of that graphic. And now here we go now. Michigan with a touchdown and a field goal after the turnover. They've closed back in, and here comes again. Searching to get outside.
Get off me.
He's out of bounds about the 20-yard line. We check in down below with.
Oh, flag. Thank you. Kind of a weak foul, to be honest with you.
Right back to throw again after the interception. Here's Ginn.
Teddy, get in there. Physical end of that play.
With White leading the way.
And there's Antonio to the crib, boy.
Ohio State. This time, it's Antonio Pittman. The first half belonged to Chris Wells.
That's what we're going to need on Saturday, man. We're going to need a big run from Bo.
56 yards
Bo or Isaiah
for
need to have a big
junior.
one.
And the Akron twins,
Preferably
Pittman
both.
and Chris Wells, have done the job.
And room to work with.
Petrie tacks on the extra point. 35-24.
Like Ohio State's had tonight.
Deep. Preston will take a knee and it'll come out on the 20-yard line.
And where has Mario Manningham gone since the first drive?
Deflected, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines.
Ball might have got picked by that linebacker.
Hart slanting to the left.
Man,
And picking up
they ran the
better
ball
than
so
half
well.
of it, and this is 3rd down and 4. You need battling the noise level here. Has time. Fires it off into the
Nice
middle
ball.
for the 1st and 10.
And man-to-man coverage.
There we go, Vernon.
Straight back. Coming deep. Got Arrington again.
What a ball that
1st
was,
and
man.
10 at
Shaheni was good, man. He had a good arm. I know I keep saying it, but
Here's Hart.
it was legit.
Nothing doing. Henny. High.
People were debating
The crowd's barking.
this is the BCS era. People wanted to see this game replayed again in the national championship game,
Henny.
which would have been insane. Can you imagine a Ohio State Michigan national championship game?
Preston and Arrington to the right.
TV ratings would go crazy. Be the biggest Ohio State Michigan game of all time if that happens. Could happen.
Throwing in underneath. That's Preston Slits on the cut. Ohio State football.
Look at Malcolm getting hyped.
Inside handoff here. 2nd and 6 for Troy Smith. Penalty flag is thrown by the umpire.
Holding, number 50 on the offense.
How are you going to hold and still get blown up for a negative play? Never understood that.
3rd down and 11. Here comes Troy.
Flipped, calm.
High. Incomplete. Preston's back. He's going to let this one go, and it'll go out of bounds.
In school.
No, I missed out on that.
Henny high.
That's the second big shot he missed.
Down 11. Hart.
Oh, Mike Hart.
See that first man can't
Oh,
get him.
did you see that? Oh, my
3rd down
God.
and 1. 2nd and 6 for Troy Smith.
Hold on.
Henny high and incomplete.
Bro, Mike Hart hurdled his own player.
See
Stop.
first
Oh,
man
that
can't
was
get him.
nasty.
Here's your 3rd down and 1. Hart's the favorite. Let's see what the Wolverines come up with here. They're going to try to throw for it. Going long, downfield, Manningham.
Oh.
Jenkins jumps for it, and he's got it. Intercepts it. On 3rd and short,
Did he catch that?
Michigan gambles, and Malcolm Jenkins makes
Did he
him
get his
pay.
hand underneath that ball?
Actually hit the surface. Gonna have to review
Oh,
that.
yeah, he didn't
You
catch
guys are
that.
exactly right.
Damn.
Under review.
Forgot about that.
Anya's got
Following
it.
the review, indisputable video evidence, the pass is incomplete. 4th down, Michigan.
That was crazy. Back then, they didn't do explanations. They just said incomplete, indisputable
Ryan
evidence.
spins it high. So they pick up 3 yards.
At the end of the game. If he loses the game, it opens it up for Brady Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to throw Steve. Yeah, if he wins, then he wins the trophy. Steve Slayton at West
Yeah,
Virginia.
that's fair. Oh, loose on the
Oh,
ground.
man.
Michigan. Branch
Second
is in on
turnover
it.
by Ohio State in that
Alec
game.
Branch, who had an interception earlier, and suddenly this game
Think about it. We didn't even
takes
play that good
another
either.
twist.
2 turnovers.
That's the first bad snap he's had.
And here comes Hart trying to stretch it to the left, and he is tracked down from behind. So the final seconds
good.
are ticked away in the third
So
quarter.
that's a
The
Wolverine
money
killer
quarter
right there.
coming up. Ohio State in a high-scoring duel leads Michigan by 11.
Yeah, going into this game, nobody thought it was going to be
From the
a high-scoring game. Man, if they had sports betting back then, the under would have been around 48, I would guess, 48 and a half, 47 and a half, 48 and a half. If I had to put a number on it. The over would have crushed, obviously.
Needs a block. End zone reaches touchdown, Michigan. The 9-yard end around. Steve Rustin. The more look at this now. Where's the ball when the knee touches down? Knee down. This one is very, very close. It must be indisputable now. And my guess is that it depends on your point of view.
Review, indisputable video evidence. The runner did not score. It will be 3rd and goal.
I don't owe you an explanation. This is the call. Keep it moving.
They offset Olivo to the right. Hart
Boom.
can't be stopped. Touchdown this time for Michigan, his 3rd of the afternoon. An amazing performance by 5'9" Mike Hart out of Syracuse.
196 pounds. You want to have an idea how powerful this guy is? He's going to run right into a safety and Brandon Mitchell and a linebacker, John Kerr, two of the more physical tacklers.
It wasn't a
So the analytics of today's world probably tell you to go for it. Go for 2 there.
Revis puts it on a 4. Puzzling, folks. Real puzzling. Timeout. Troy Smith chomping at the bit. He's had a couple of turnovers here in this game. Again runs up to the 10. They try to put him on that side of the field. Oof. And he is down at the...
Tell you what, man, Michigan's kickoff team did a really good job of keeping him bottled up.
4 down linemen for the Wolverines. Offensive line holds, and he snaps it
Shout
off.
out Coach Hart.
2nd down and 3. Pittman banging his way for a 1st down. The power I formation. Sticking on the ground with Pittman. 2nd and 6.
They're blitzing it, playing man.
Driving. Hit him with it.
To the outside.
Now you see me, now you don't. Teddy.
Had the ball at the
Troy just leading them. Let's dump off to the tight end.
There's Troy. And that short of the 1st down. Never dangerous from that spot. Fumble. Ball's on the ground again on a bad snap. Daddish, who snapped one high a short time ago, has another bad snap. And Michigan takes over. 1st and 10.
Yeah, this is where you started to get real nervous. You're like, damn, they're not playing good. Turning the ball over.
And 10 for the Wolverines.
With 3 turnovers. You lose a turnover about a 3-0, you probably don't win most times. Especially in this game.
Formation to the right. Needs 3. Fires for it, incomplete. They set the return. Ginn's got it on the 16 and thrown down at the 15-yard line on Ted Ginn. And we have a story about Hood that we'll tell you about here momentarily. Buckeyes come with a conservative draw play.
Watch this shotgun snap right here. Great snap by Daddy.
And
play action.
There's that fake. And Smith
Troy takes off.
Himself. Steps out of bounds at
Troy doing whatever it takes.
10 for the Bucks.
You did feel relatively calm, though, because you knew Troy was going to figure it out.
Now timeout Michigan. First down.
This was also his Heisman game. This game sealed up the Heisman.
And a great fake again by Smith as he
there's Jim Trestle drawing something up in the dirt.
Finally pushed out of bounds at the 45.
Yeah, baby.
26 yards for Pittman. He, too, is over 100 yards rushing here today. Power look. The freshman.
Beanie was so
Pittman with
big, man. When he
125
got there,
yards.
he was huge.
Wells for the 52-yard touchdown. Looking
He's
again
down.
middle and showing blitz. Stands on the slant.
Hart with a big third down conversion.
Buried, and this will bring up 2nd and long. 2nd down and 10. Pressure hit on the release, incomplete. Was tied up in the first half. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah,
There's a whistle for
delay a game. Looked like. Snap the ball, Troy.
Smith debating it.
Delay a game. Offense.
He thought he got it off in time.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
He has made so many big plays the last couple of years for the Bucks. Looking in that direction. Smith has to take off. Dance is free now. He'll throw, incomplete. Smith was going out of bounds. Personal foul. A huge
That
call.
was a
With
huge
6:49
call.
to
Look
go.
at Lloyd. He's pissed.
The thing that Sean Crable did
Sean
is
Crable,
he came high
Maslin Tiger.
towards Troy Smith's headgear. Anytime you lead with your helmet, that is not to mention it was out of bounds, but if you lead with your helmet, you're going to get called for that every time.
No question, an excellent call right there.
Helmet to helmet.
Big call, man. Big call.
Got the slant. Got a 1st down.
Barry?
Robisky.
Or Brian, sorry.
And Smith. He's going to fire for it. End zone.
Brian Robisky routing him up in the corner of the end zone. Big time throw. Let's go.
Brian Robisky. As Jim Trestle
There's something about the
fires
horseshoe
away.
at night, man. It's just different. Shout out Fox Sports. Remember the Livestrong bands back in the day? Those things were a big deal.
5 minutes off the clock.
Petrie tacks on the extra point. The Buckeyes are 5.5 minutes away from playing for a national championship. Preston yanks it down. He's going to come out. He's short of the 20-yard line. These specials waiting for you in the bus afterwards. And 2:30 go to Ohio State. They're the home team. Tripped up is Manningham. That 2nd and 5. Got the 1st down. Remember
Here, having done this many times.
comes back underneath the Hart.
They're driving.
Jimmy Haycock keeps fresh defensive linemen on the field. There's Manningham, and that's
God,
the
that was a
first
good
down
throw,
at
man.
midfield, and that is a big play. And with Bob Davey and Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brett Musburger. We're wrapping up another classic between Michigan and Ohio State. Slipping at the
Soft coverage.
44-yard line. That's and he can throw this one. Beautiful
Oh,
throw.
James,
And
stop
hanging
it,
on is
bro.
Arrington.
Holding. 72 offense. 10 yards. Previous spot. Still 2nd down.
With 2nd down and 14.
They just pop his shoulder back into place. That was nuts.
Deflected, incomplete. Lost a great trio of linebackers led by A.J. Hart. Now 3rd and 14 against Haycock's defense.
Get him. Oh, yeah.
He is sacked. Jay Richardson, number 99. Here you come now, 4th and 16 at 2:55.
Big play.
Time goes deep down the far side. Incomplete. Manningham interference.
What a bad
Michigan
penalty.
retains possession.
Both
Damari
hand fighting.
O'Neal.
Pass interference. Defense number 3. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Great thing for the defensive team.
You got that right.
He was talking like a
I was
defensive
looking
coach.
for one perspective.
Of course.
1st down and 10, and here's Henny. Firing high and snapped down by Manningham. He's out of bounds on the far side. 2nd and 4. Firing, diving, rolling catch. 1st and 10. Hinney high and incomplete, and it away from the pressure, still has to throw and does. Complete, touchdown, Michigan. Bounce right back, and they hit Tyler Ecker. So
look at those shoulder pads. Look how big they were back then.
Ball all day. Massey and Ecker catch them here, and now Michigan closes back into within 5.
Outstanding job. Bob, you and I have talked about
I hate that fight song.
Chad Henne, the composure. We just talked about how he's been in this kind of situation.
It's not much about the Michigan program that I do like, to be honest with you.
2:16.
But y'all knew that.
First things first, 2-point conversion time. Throws for it, and he's got it. It's a 3-point game on Bruston's 2-point conversion. 42-39. The Classic continues in Columbus, Ohio. Number 1 and number 2. They show that they're going to kick it to the kicker's left. Here it is, onside kick, battle for the squad.
Teddy.
And Ted Ginn.
Teddy caught that one, man. When it mattered the most, the boys from Glenville did what they had to do.
Turnovers. Now they come back with the powerful back. Antonio Pittman, 9 yards on 1st down.
USC wins tonight against Cal, and they went out. They should be in that championship game.
Snaps it on 2.
But they didn't win that game. We ended up playing Florida, and that's the game, boys and girls.
Will play for a national championship.
Man, that was awesome. What a moment that was when they stormed the field like that, the players did. It was just like the most awesome, moments you could ask for. Oops, sorry. It was just like, dude, it was so happy. You felt super invested in that team. Troy Smith became my favorite Buckeye of all time, still is. I got a spot on my wall when I get a Troy Smith jersey, when I frame it up just like these two behind me. It's just going to be awesome. This game, I'm looking forward to it. I think Ryan Day is going to exercise the demons. I think Ohio State wins. I can't wait to talk about it all next week, talk about the rivalry, talk about it all. If you like this sort of content from me, going back and watching some classic Ohio State games and just listen to me talk about it, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to do more. I think that was really fun and nostalgic. I think, this rivalry game is going to be awesome. I think it's just going to be, overall, I just love watching and talking about this game and what this means and how growing up in Ohio and the rivalry game itself. Looking forward to it. Like I said, if you like this sort of comment, let me know in the comments. Like, sub, subscribe. We appreciate it. Peace.